real.
Answer that. No, but
we feel some type of way.
We talked about that in the panel. That's we're not supposed to be talking about that right now.
Right.
But yeah, so my name is Sir Quentin. I'm from bestofthebesttv.com, syndicated podcast. We on Roku right now. And I'm here because Kenda came up with this amazing idea to bring together a bunch of entrepreneurs, and we talk about real life problems. So, man, I got to see it through because Kenda came through. The Coach My Growth is huge. She locked in with Tone. She locked in with Ruthia. She locked in with
the gang,
man. Like,
chick.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So Savannah, Jess, Tika, like, man, it's like the group still kept on building, and I'm like, man, like these ain't small name people. So like, I love the network, and I love the network with people who believe in their network. So I'm here to see this through, and additionally, the panel. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all I got.
I love it. We're gonna let more people come back in. I know a few stepped out. Let me know when you're ready, Tom. Oh, thank you. I am the moderator. I need to know things like this.
It's on Savannah.
All right. So tonight on the panel, we are discussing communication and boundaries. I will pose a question to the panel. The panel will then rotate with their opinion, their point of view, their answers before we move on to the next question. The audience will have a chance to chime in after the questions are answered by the panel. At that point, I will cue you all and you can raise hands. I will come around with the mic and you can add your experiences, any answers to the questions that you feel is important for us to know. If you want to question one of the members on the panel, whatever you feel you need to do, it's all on you. All right. So, okay. Yes. He said I got to go in the middle. Okay. Dang, there's so much stuff going on. Right here. Okay. All right. This is the first time go around. Y'all watch me now because the next moderator won't beat me. All right. So again, y'all, communication and boundaries. We're going to start with Quentin. Let's start with Quentin.
All right. So what's the question?
How can gender dynamics influence the way life lessons are communicated to our children? What are your thoughts on that? If you need to think on it, pass it to Savannah.
Nah, I got it. Gender dynamics is important because it all depends. So you got to go all the way back. It all depends on like how you grew up. If moms was in your life more, if dad was in your life more. But additionally, my answer is like let the man raise that kid, let him do, pass on his knowledge, and then additionally let the mom pass on their knowledge. Don't argue in front of each other. Y'all talk about it behind closed doors. So like that's just clear cut. Yeah.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Savannah?
I think it's very important because sometimes the dad is more playful, the mom is more strict, or the mom can be more playful and the dad can be more strict. So it gives them that balance out. And like he said, it depends on where you came from, how you grew up, and what was your structure like. And sometimes it depends on what you don't want to mimic on how you grew up. So it gives the kids a sort of a balance.
I love it. I love your answer. What's up, T?
What's that again? No, for real. For me, coming from a personal place, I do feel like gender dynamics is very important because I grew up without my dad. So with growing up without my dad, I was looking for my dad in my potential partners. So it became like this consistent cycle of me looking for that because I didn't get that love from my father. So I was looking for my love in them from my thought of an aspect of having a father.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't want that for my daughters. But considering that I am a single parent, it's like I couldn't help but to still be in that same loop. So I'm still working towards not letting that become a stigma towards my daughters as well.
I love it.
So that's my take on it.
What you got, Jess?
Really didn't have no.
Just
She
the
took my
minister.
answer. But for me, dynamics for the gender, I have 5 boys and 2 girls, so I have to learn to separate the difference between my daughters and my sons. I'm also a single parent, so it's only so much I can teach them as a mother,
Mm-hmm.
and the other part is they dads when they want to be involved. So for me, I just do the best I can with the best I have. Oh yeah.
Would you say aunties, uncles have a major place? I feel like when it comes to raising children and having those dynamics, that those extended family members are also very important, right?
Yes and no.
Okay. What's
And
your
the
thought?
reason why I say yes and no, like my brother, when he was living here, he was really involved with teaching my boys certain things and teaching my girls certain things from the male perspective. My sisters, I'm gonna leave that unknown because I don't want to say nothing out of line online. But with my sisters, one will participate when she has the time in my kid's life. The other one is about herself and her family.
I see.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Can I touch on that too a little
Yeah,
bit?
go ahead.
Because you made me immediately think about like step parents and stuff like that. Because like, well, it is gender dynamics, but can we kind of touch on like any of y'all had any step parents involved in y'all lives or anything?
I did.
You did.
I did.
So like was it you had a stepdad? Like how did he influence your life?
My stepdad was like, he was so like, how can I say this? He didn't want to be thoroughly involved because like he felt like he was stepping on toes. He didn't want to feel like he was trying to replace my dad, you know? So he did give me advice and things like that when I did ask, but he wasn't like overstepping the boundaries of like trying to just, yeah, I'm your dad situation. He was just like, if you ask for my help, I'm here. But if not, then, you know, it's kind of like, it's up to you.
And did you had it? Damn, I feel like I'm interviewing you. Did you take away?
No,
like,
you
did
just
you
keep
did you
chiming
take
in.
away from like anything that he taught you or tried to teach you? 'Cause,
Absolutely.
Like I had a stepdad, and I kind of seen like the gender dynamics kind of try to take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause my mom's and I had a stepdad, and like she kind of came like, no, that's my kid, or
Yeah.
stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
So like, but additionally, I take away a lot that he taught me, and then they argue, but now she be like, you should have listened. You should listen. Like, but it's still kind of a mind fuck, if you will.
Okay.
So,
Can I just say something off of that?
Go ahead.
I didn't have step parents, but I was a step parent. And I'm gonna say it's good when it's good, but it's not when it's not. It's very difficult and very tricky being a step parent. For one, you don't get the acknowledgement that you supposed to get and when what you're doing as that child's stepmother. And then two, when things don't go right, it's a double play.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that can be very tricky.
I agree. I agree. And we will touch more on that. And I'm sure the audience would probably want to chime in on that one. So y'all remember that, pencil that. I have another question for you. Anybody comfortable with going first? Okay.
around this time, I ain't
Okay, we're gonna
Hold on.
rotate.
First of all, don't
rotating.
point my way.
We rotating.
We can let
Y'all ready?
take it.
I got another question for y'all. All right, we're gonna start with you, Jess.
You play too much.
You strong. You strong.
Nah, they be in here crying and choking up. Don't blame me, blame Kendall. I'll go ahead.
What role do boundaries play in fostering healthy communication within relationships and families? What role do boundaries play in fostering healthy communication within relationships and families?
That's deep. Yeah.
Twice. I shall say it twice. What role do boundaries play in fostering healthy communication within relationships and families?
Ooh.
Boundaries. What
Ooh,
role
Lord
do they
Jesus.
play?
Let me take that on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Go
let her
ahead,
go
Savannah.
first on that one.
I feel like it's very important to let each individual, as far as mom, dad, auntie, cousin, to build their own bond with that child. So, for instance, if you come over my house and my son is doing something that you don't like, I'm gonna let you discipline him because that's a boundary that you don't want him to cross, and I'm gonna stay in my position. So I feel like you should allow other trustworthy adults to discipline your child so your child can know different boundaries when it comes to different people because it's not the same all over.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Don't they say it takes a village?
to raise a child?
Mm-hmm.
But
What you were saying, Jess?
for me, boundaries is very important. You got to have boundaries with your kids, your family members. I don't deal with everybody in my family, but certain people know that they got the right to put my kids in check.
Mhm.
Certain people know that they don't, but I don't catch everything. That's why I got cameras now. But seriously, like
You
you
ain't
hear
wrong.
right? No, but for me, I try to tell my kids, like, hey, y'all know the limitations. Y'all know what y'all can and cannot do. Either I don't care if y'all at my house or somebody else's house. I still expect y'all to respect everybody else's house like y'all respect mine. But then you got the fun auntie and the fun uncle or grandparents. Oh, they at my house. You can't tell them what to do. I got this and I got that.
Mm.
And then when they get to breaking some, oh, your child broke this. You got to, no, you said they at your house. You responsible for what you do.
Fun time.
Fun time. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get real.
go.
Real talk. The boundary situation with my kids. They play a major role only because I'm still battling with my boundaries with the men being around my daughters. I say that only because a lot of the men in my family were untrustworthy being around the girls in our family.
Okay.
So now I'm still working on that trust and building those boundaries with my daughters with male figures in our family. So I'm still working on that. Same thing goes for the females as well. I don't know. I'm still working on being able to have these boundaries and have them in place so they don't fall into one of the things that might have happened to them that happened to me. So
Understand.
I'm just trying to figure these things out along the way, but I'm working on it. So those boundaries are still going to be in play.
Something's in the news right now, quite recently. There's a male teacher who allowed his students to braid his hair or take his hair down and paint his nails
Mm-hmm.
within the last 15 minutes of class.
Mm-hmm.
Huge debate online. I would love to hear you guys' point of view on this because a lot of the conversations is wrapped around boundaries and communication. So in this case, he got permission from the parents. Parents approved it. I guess he got approval from the school, but not the school board.
Mm-hmm.
And he is on camera with the kids, a few girls, harmless or no.
Harmless.
I feel
No.
yeah, go ahead. Go
Got
ahead.
a lot of different
Go
opinions
ahead. Go
on
ahead.
this.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Savannah.
I feel like that's very inappropriate. Whether they signed it or not is very inappropriate. I do not want my daughter in front of another man with her body touching on him in any kind of way, form, or fashion.
Okay. What you
I,
think?
I was just gonna say it's inappropriate all across the board because not only is they little girls doing an act for an older male, but at the same time, it's like he also had them texting him. So that's a part of the story.
Mhm.
Like they should not be texting you. I'm
There was
sorry.
additional communication
Mhm.
outside of school grounds with him directly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't approve of that at all. Like you should not be talking to anybody underage or them
See,
having your personal communication.
I'm gonna
number.
play bad cop because
Okay,
I
go with it.
I definitely feel like everybody, and this is no shots against my panel, I love y'all, but everybody that feels some type of way is kind of internally envious that they ain't had that same type of love. We need that type of love in our community, y'all. Like we need that type of love. Like I swear, like bro, I went to a traditional public school, but I didn't go to after high school. I didn't go to a traditional public school. We had that type of love, and it made me different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
we was planning my teacher here, like women, we planning her here, like we doing stuff like that. So and she like, what's wrong with a text message? Like so 80s babies, 90s babies, like everybody was like being touched on, everybody was cracked out, everybody was like, you know, going through all this trauma, and we got somebody who trying to change it, elevate it. You know what I'm saying? And we looking at it weird, and that's a reflection on us. That's a reflection on our parents. That's a reflection on our parents, and it's sad to say that this guy had to lose his job because his job, his livelihood, and I feel like we need that type of love. Like I really feel like we need that type of love. Like, and he set the bound. He's at the threshold for for love for students. Like I text my neighbors. I like everybody around my neighborhood know who I am. We text them. Like we text. Like we talk. And you ain't got to worry about me touching your kids or like he having them pet the turtles. Did y'all see the full video? They petting turtles. They you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he genuinely loved these kids. He genuinely loved these kids, and he had to lose his job because of the opinion of these hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's unfortunate. So like I'm just gonna play bad cop, but I'm not playing bad cop to make nobody feel no way. I really genuinely feel that
this
way.
This is an open forum, and I have to say nobody's wrong because everybody's entitled to their own opinion when it comes to their kids. Those parents okayed it. There were some mistakes made along the process. That could have been a moment between him and those kids and not social media. Then none of our opinions would matter today.
Right, but we don't know.
Pencil that. Y'all can get y'all 2 cents after the next question. What y'all think so far about the panel? Anybody want to take a second? All right. I love this. It's warm in here. Get you a cool beverage. All right now. Hey, the next question is coincidence, but here we go. How can misunderstandings and miscommunications between men and women be resolved to strengthen relationships?
I'll go again, I guess.
It's not hard.
I'll go again, I guess.
I'm gonna read it one more
Kendall.
time.
One more time.
Woo. How can misunderstandings and miscommunications between men and women be resolved to strengthen relationships?
They threw it at me, so I'm gonna go first.
Let's go, Teak.
I feel that a lot of men and women have unresolved traumas that they need to face before they decide to do a relationship. Only because a lot of people go into these relationships unhealed and they have these high expectations from the person, and then when that person doesn't meet those expectations, it becomes a miscommunication. Like, okay, you expect this from me, but you never told me this. This is something that you made up in your mind that was an expectation, but I never knew about it. So I feel like a lot of men and a lot of women just need to have that common ground before they even start a relationship and have that conversation. Like, what is your communication style? Like, do you like talking? Do you like to text? Do you like to write letters? How you gonna talk to me? So you want to send it by a pigeon? What you want to do? So let me know how you gonna talk to me just so I can get this right. You know what I mean? So like me, I feel like a lot of men and women just need to have that base conversation of how you really do communicate.
I love it. I love it. Who's next?
I'll go.
Savannah. Such a lady.
Do we have bounced it out before we answer this question, man? Because it's like
Nope.
You feel some type of way?
Nope. It's working.
I'm gonna go on.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go in reverse what Tinka said. I feel like once you set your expectations and your boundaries in the beginning, and if they're not being met for what you already agreed to in the beginning as to how y'all moving forward, I feel like it should be a check-in. Like you said that we were going to move, and this is certain amount of time, nothing is happening. What is going on? I feel
Okay.
like so a check-in needs to happen. I also feel like if you guys are in a moment and one of you guys offended each other, it needs to be dealt with in that moment and let that person know, like, listen, I don't like that, or it made me feel this type of way. And the other person needs to receive that and not be in defense mode if he cares or love or she cares and love for that person
Yeah.
to move forward and respect them. So then they need to show each other grace because it's going to happen again because they're not used to treating another person like that. Moving forward.
Okay. I like that answer. I like that. Let's go, Quinn. Yeah.
I feel like it's like a business relationship. We got to get to know each other. We got to build this business. But once we in this relationship, bitch, we go together. We here. Like, get your shit together. I'm gonna get my shit together. We gonna talk about this shit. It may make you mad, but shut your soft ass up. I'm gonna shut my soft ass up. I'm gonna shut my soft ass up, and we go together. We gonna ride this shit out. So like, it's boundaries, but it's like it's we still two different entities. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it really ain't no clear cut. It's serious to this conversation, but man, shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I might not shut up today, but I might shut up tomorrow, but I might not shut up tomorrow neither. But like, you know what I'm saying? So like, man, just shut up. Let's ride this shit out and let's build this business. Let's build this entity. Keep on building each other, man. You got some hurt shit. I got some hurt shit, man. And tomorrow gonna be better. So let's get it.
Okay. Can I ask y'all your opinion? Y'all gotta raise your hands though. But hey, I am going to repeat the question. How can misunderstandings and miscommunications between men and women be resolved to strengthen relationships? You still want to give it a go? Let's go. What's your name?
My name is Mo. That was a lot. Thanks. Well, before we say anything, we both have to come to the table committed to understanding each other. If we're not committed to understanding each other, then why are we having a conversation at all about anything? If we are committed to understanding each other, then we are not picking each other's words apart. We not demonizing each other. We not throwing stuff in each other's face. We're talking, and we want to understand each other, and we want to fill in the gaps with each other. So if both parties come to the situation, there's no reason why we should have a miscommunication because we're having dialogue. We asking questions about the things we don't understand. It's hard because if you want some real stuff, it requires some vulnerability. But if I don't want to understand you and or you don't want to understand me, we ain't got nothing to talk about anything.
You just see, I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna can I
Can we get a clap?
Yeah,
for her?
yeah.
Can y'all clap for Miss Mo? Let's go.
So you said we gotta understand each other's like vulnerability, right? Are we talking to understand each other, or are we talking like, do you not want my input? Or are we like that's because that's where the arguments start. Because you might not want your input. You might just I'm just talking to you, or you might ask their input and then it might go a little too far. Like, so like, are we like, how are we like, not we, like we in a relationship, but like, but you get what I'm trying to put that. Like, but like, like, I just want to ask that because it's like therapy almost.
Just what we're talking about in the moment, but a commitment to understanding each other. So if I'm trying to understand you as a person, I'm also trying to understand whether or not you're trying to hear this right now. Because sometimes you don't want no input.
Like
sometimes you don't want no response. Sometimes you might want to just vent. And if I understand you as my partner and you just want to vent right now, And I could check in. You want a solution? You're just trying to talk. I'm mad. Okay, then let them be mad and don't be offended because they need that moment. And if you understand them in that moment, and if they understand you as a loving partner who's just gonna sit there and probably half pay attention since they want to vent right now, then we can get on the same page about not even just the topic, but how we both operate because we want to understand each other for the harmony.
Yeah, but the problem is with that, with some relationship, instead of having a conversation, sometimes we can talk at a person instead of talking to a person. And some of the problem is people don't know how to get off the titty because they want, yeah, people don't, the titty, I said it, nipple, whichever one you want to use. But that'd be the problem, and it's going. I'm talking about both sex, males and females, because we have a tendency to always feel like we right, and so do mans. And in some extent, to a point, we is right in our own way, but we might not be right about the situation or that conversation that we talking about. But if we learn each other, if I'm talking to Tika and we in an argument, but I'm listening to her, but she's still yapping off, she's not listening.
So pretty much what I said, like, shut your bitch ass up, right? like shut your bitch ass up, like, shut up, like, man, like, bro, like, I pretty much like
I
this,
love this
like,
dude.
bro, you might, like, it might not be your day. Like, tomorrow might be your day, like, and you gonna be like, man, damn, I snapped that dude.
I would like
I might
to hear
And our body language is something.
right,
Shut
guys'
up.
point of view.
shut your bitch ass. Yeah, like,
I
pretty,
get it,
like,
though.
that's pretty, like, yeah. Like sometimes you just like,
Period.
man, and then like the person you in a relationship almost become your therapist, and then like sometimes they become your daddy, sometimes become your mama, like whatever figure, whatever trauma you going through that with this significant other. So like it might be a day you like, man, damn, I done lashed out on them because like my brother came at me like this. I done lashed out on them, and like what I do, I'll take a piece of paper and I'll write down all my problems. Like I go through something, I'll write down all my problems, and I do a little brainstorming, and I'll try to figure out what this problem was and where it came from. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm having a problem with my significant other, it stems to something that has nothing to do with her.
I like that. That's some
nothing to do with
ownership
her.
right there.
That's accountability.
So, yeah. And
I like
yeah.
it. I like that.
So like,
I think that was clappable.
shut your bitch ass up, like, man,
Wasn't that
like
clappable?
You irritate me.
that's after we argue though. That's after we argue though. Like that, yeah. So like, yeah, it gotta be had like this.
Yes, I want to hear.
No, you hit it on the head. A lot of people come into relationships like in a selfish mode. They want this, and they're not trying to really differentiate from that. Not understanding when you bring two people together who don't know each other, there's always has to be room for compromise, and a lot of people are not in the space to compromise. Self-assessment is one of the harder things to do. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know yourself and what triggers you and all that, the communication gonna have a breakdown. And then some people take everything as a defense. They're not listening to hear you. They listening to be defensive to say, oh, you mean it this way. And that ain't even how I just said it or meant it to you. You know what I'm saying? So it takes real, honest, true self-assessment before you can even get to a good place in communication. But you have to come into relationships, which a lot of people don't, not being selfish or not being, stonewalled about this is what I want and I ain't trying to hear nothing else. Like you got to accept me for who I am and how I am, and I ain't trying to hear nothing else. If you don't take this, then we don't need to be together. You know what I mean?
Let me say something with that.
Thank you. Yes, please add on. That was dope.
2 things.
I agree.
I feel like a lot of relationships fail because they have other people in their business. You can vent to certain individuals, but you got other people in your business. That's when your pride comes. You say certain things you ain't supposed to be saying versus talking it out with your man and your woman, because you guys have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. And if 2 people want it to work, it will damn sure for sure work. If 2 people want it to work, it will damn sure for sure work. You don't, it shouldn't matter what your mom said, your dad said, your child said. If that's what y'all are doing, then this is what y'all are doing. And it shouldn't be no game plan in between. I feel like it's a lot of game plan between when people get into arguments and start messing up the routine. If y'all want it to work, y'all can't mess up the routine. Still go to work, come home like you normally do. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, when you detouring, don't be having me at home wondering. Because then when you start playing those type of games, that's another layer on top of another layer. And then what's gonna happen? She gonna play another game. So y'all just gonna be in a whole bunch of word of mess.
I'm gonna go ahead to another guest.
Ashe. So I would definitely say that accountability is a must. Not only accountability, but acceptance. A lot of people don't want to accept the person for who they truly are. They want to paint this image and put that expectation on who they think the person is. Not only that, but when you spoke about vulnerability, the vulnerability aspect is about security. It's about feeling secure spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. Can I truly be vulnerable and hold this space with you? Because when people talk about love, they always talk about the light aspect, but everything in life has a duality, which means love has a dark aspect. And if you can love my higher self, then you should be able to love my lower self, or you're just loving with conditions. My name is Musa.
That was from Musa. Let's go.
One of the richest kings in the world, y'all.
They
One of the
made all
richest
this
kings,
sense.
Mansa Musa. I heard that.
I love it. Let's go on to the next question.
Shout out to the panel. Shout out to Kendra, y'all. She doing her big one. All right, because I ain't want to, shout out to Kendra, y'all. All right, this is man, shout out to Kendra, y'all.
Appreciate you.
Hey, wait, tell them who you are real quick. Intermission, y'all. Tell them who you are. Where do you come from? Yeah, minding my pod.
I'm the moderator. I'll call the
Yeah, all right, let's
shots.
do that. My bad, moderator. My bad.
I'm teasing. After this question,
Roger that.
why is it essential to establish clear boundaries when discussing sensitive topics?
Because it won't, if you set the boundary before the conversation starts, you can tell him or her what your triggers are. Because we don't know each other triggers. We don't know each other background. I can come from a background of hurt, being molested, raped, beaten, whatever. Yeah. But if you don't know that, then you could say something and I can go from 0 to 1,000 and you be like, what just happened?
Right.
That's because I didn't have that one-on-one conversation saying, hey, this is a trigger. This is a trauma that I have to live with. And this is a trauma that I have been able to survive from, but not quite got over it yet. So it's certain things you can't say to me. It's definitely not no names you can call me. And if it ain't honey, babe, Jess, don't call me anything else because I will not answer. But if you allow, because see, we think going into things, we think that they should know. But no, they don't.
Right.
You knew, I'm new. Let me know what your likes is, your dislikes. Let me know what keeps you up and what gets you down. Let me know what makes you happy or make you sad. Because them are the things that I want to maintain, especially if it's positive. But all that sad stuff, if I know that sad stuff is what hurts you, I'm going to stay away from that. Because if I'm trying to build and grow with you, look, I need you at the top. Because when you at the top, I'm going to meet you right where you at. And I'm going to push you. But if we don't set that standard at day one, what's the point? What's the point? And that's the problem with generations now. They said it earlier. Hurt people.
Facts.
And when you hurt, look, I tell people quick, if you hurt, let me be. We can be cool. But don't drag me into something that you're not over with because you still hung up on what he or she did to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody got the right to pay the price that somebody else did to you. So when we have to pay the price for somebody else, then they're going to make me look at you as an enemy. They're going to make me hurt you the same way you hurted me. And that's the problem with our generation and with the world. And when we stop doing that, we can be better people. Yes. We can love each other unconditionally. But the problem is you only want to love me when things is up and when things are good. Love me in my good, my bad, my ups and my down. Because if you can't ride with me when I'm down, if you can't ride with me when we going through, then don't ride with me when everything is going the way that I need it and want it, praying for it to go. So that's just my response.
I love it. I think let's clap for that. Let's clap. Go ahead.
So I'm kind of different because I don't want no boundary answer. I want the real uncut, like really how you feel about me from your answer. Like you ain't go through nothing I went through. I want how you feel. I want the real uncut, like because like I take the meat and lead the bones with every conversation. Like I don't want to tell you something to be like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't say this. Don't touch on this subject because that's gonna like water down the conversation. I want to hear everything you got to say to me, and like what you say, like you might curse me out, you might say all kind of shit, but I'm gonna take the meat and leave the bones because like I really want to hear like what you realistically got to say, like how you feel about me. Like I'm skinny, but I got muscles. I could take whatever you throw at me. You feel me? So like I'm kind of different. Like I want to hear the real uncut, and I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna feel no type of way about how you talk to me. But like I really want that real uncut. You feel what I'm saying?
So
yeah.
you okay with the argument and the disagreeing at times? And
I'm straight with that. Like
I mean, I think yeah,
I'm cool with that.
I was watching something the other day, and they had kind of mentioned how the relationship they were in was too perfect. They never fought, they never argued, and it caused the relationship to fail. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, somebody was lying. Somebody wasn't being truthful about how they felt, or they were suppressing what they felt, or whatever. When you're two different people, you're gonna disagree on something. There's no possible way that everybody, or in a relationship, you're gonna agree on everything that they say or everything that they do. It has to be some form of conflict, and we have to also stop looking at conflict as being a negative thing. You know, people get in relationships and forget that we're still individuals. We're still who we are. They act like you get in a relationship and you become Siamese twins or whatever, and you got to think the same thoughts and do the same thing. That's not true. You still yourself.
Shout out to Nicole. She's a dope person. I can't wait till her podcast start. Speaking to everybody, shout out to everybody that do podcasts on the TDR network. Woo! You know, we do it big over here. Just like, I see you in the corner over there, Mo Sketty. Be back this Sunday. Make sure you check her out. No, in that particular situation, somebody doesn't know what healthy looks like. A lot of times people feel that you're supposed to have toxicity in it. You're supposed to fight. You're supposed to argue. But when you have an individual who knows how to properly communicate, who knows how to meet you in your space and understand what you're doing and be able to maneuver based on where your traumas are to make sure that you good and still be good at themselves, a lot of people don't know what that feels like. Because I've definitely seen individuals who would have the perfect mate and swear up and down that there's something wrong. They will sit there and fight commitment because they're waiting for the proverbial other shoe to drop, and come to find out this person is literally just trying to help you out, and they just that person. And you just don't realize it because you're waiting for this person to cheat, this person to fight, this person to have a hidden something over here, when at the end of the day, they really just want you and all your fucked upness. You know what I'm saying?
And that was Mr. Tone.
The fucked upness is crazy.
Mr. TDR himself. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Tell everybody your name.
Let's go, Paulo. Paulo.
So I think the reason why that relationship failed is because in order for us to expand our comfort zones and grow, we first got to be uncomfortable and make that uncomfortability part of our comfort zone. Like whenever I'm going through it, I always think about the life of a butterfly, right? So once the caterpillar enters the cocoon, in order for it to actually fly, it needs to squeeze out of that cocoon. It needs to experience all that discomfort because all that fluid from its wings are going to get drained off, right? If it doesn't squeeze out of that cocoon, if we were to open the cocoon and take the butterfly out, it's going to die. It's not going to be able to fly. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we limit our growth by not going through that uncomfortable phase, by not squeezing ourselves out of that cocoon so that way we could spread our wings and fly away. So with that particular example, you was talking about that relationship that never fought, they never went through that cocoon phase. You know what I mean? And that's why they couldn't grow. Ultimately, they set themselves up as a caterpillar who couldn't drain their wings. You know what I mean? So they never became a butterfly.
That was well said. Okay, let's chime in.
Judge Rogers.
Hey, what's up? I read in this book that you can disagree, but you don't have to be disagreeable. You know, there's ways to argue, there's ways to communicate and get your point across cohesively and, you know, somewhat complimentary. You know, I feel like there's all different ways of conveying a message. And as long as you come through it with respect and understanding, it don't matter what y'all go through. You don't have to yell at each other to get your point across. You don't have to. Some people don't know how to argue. And that's one topic that, you know what I'm saying, that can be discussed on. Is there a proper way to argue? So, yeah, just that.
Man, you gotta yell at you can't argue. You can't be
For
like,
Judge Rogers.
so what
I'm
you
piggyback off of that.
you gotta yell at
got,
people to
Savannah?
argue. You got to. I'm not gonna be like, bro, you go. You know, Judge, like, that's my dog, man. I like the Judge, man.
Did you have something to chime in?
Yeah, again, it just takes two people who are there. Like, I know for myself, when coming into anything, I'll let a person know these are my triggers. This is what I want to accept. A, B, C, D, you know, whatever. And to be honest, like, I have this thing where if I can only be 0 or 100. So if I'm mad about something, I'm going to shut down and wait until I'm back towards 0. And that way I can think out what I want to say. I can take notes, and that way I can stay on task, you know, and get it all out. But again, you know, arguing or going back and forth. And I don't think a lot of stuff needs to be an argument. I just think, again, a lot of people, you know, don't want to be wrong. It's so funny. It's so many people who just don't want to say I'm sorry. They'll find every reason to go around and turn around on you is something you did, instead of just saying, okay, I understand. My bad. I messed up, or I did this wrong, or I get it. I apologize for that. It takes maturity is something huge. There's so many of us who didn't grow up with one or both parents. There's so many of us who never saw what a real man and woman, you know, family unit looks like. And we don't have those healthy things. A lot of people model whatever they do off of social media and famous people. And I'm like, you basing what you do off people with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense to begin with, you know, but they live in unrealistic visions of what stuff supposed to be. And I know he brought up like how other people, you know, look at relationships. I think some people look at other people's relationships and think their relationship look like that. Like, I want ours to be like that or look like that. But everything that glitter ain't gold. There's a lot of people who may appear like they cool, but at home it's hell. You know what I'm saying? So you have to invest that time and energy into, again, knowing and building with that person and being vulnerable and open and real about it to really get to the meat and bones. Because if you just defensive about everything, you argue about everything, you just kind of failing yourself, setting yourself up for failure.
Great answer. I love it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Makeup sex.
On a freaky note.
Oh my God.
On a freaky
Stop
note.
it.
This is the last.
I would like to say that perspective is subjective. And depending on what lens you are looking out of, anybody can be Batman or the Joker. You know what I'm saying? They can be the villain or they can be seen as a superhero. Some people look at Joker as the superhero for the underdogs. Some people look at Batman as the heroes for the the people who lost their families to somebody stealing from them. And when it comes to a relationship, we're so quick to call people gaslighters. We're quick to call people narcissists, but it's a difference between a person that knows and does not know. And that person that does not know is not always a narcissist. They just don't understand their emotional intelligence. They don't know how, they're avoidant. They don't know how to express those deep down feelings. And when you guys were speaking about triggers, you don't know what trigger somebody gonna pull. So at that time, you're not gonna always be ready to show up for that conversation. It takes a different level of maturity to listen to someone when you're upset, and to have the level of maturity to take a break when it needs to be.
Great answer. Yes, let's clap for her. Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to move on to the next. Y'all ready for this one? I love how she started to talk about perception and perspectives. So I'm going to pose this next question. How do personal experiences shape an individual's perceptions of boundaries within relationships? Let's go, Savannah.
I think it could be a negative and a positive thing. If you have personal experience, for example, I don't know, you had a wife and she, every time she went out of town, she cheated on you. So when you meet your new woman, every time she go out of town, you're going to be stressing her out and imagining things in your head because it was something that was already done to you, rather than giving this person, ground zero for her to make up her own mistakes. So I feel like a lot of people that have experience in their lives, they haven't dealt with them, and they go on to relationships and they cause habits, and sometimes that habits of theirs diminish their relationships. It doesn't work because of their past.
I like it. I like it. Absolutely. Great answer. Who wants to answer that one?
I'll slide on that one. It's a reason why, like, I ain't even finna go that deep. I ain't finna go that deep.
Might as well.
I ain't finna go that deep. Nah, you it's a reason why like men like try to, go after the hoes, because they got experience. And like, don't nobody want to sit around with no good girl waiting for her to fuck up. Like I was kind of touching on that a little bit, but like your personal experiences, like what you went through, like definitely can
Say it, Q.
Listen, because like you really want somebody who been through some stuff. Like everybody want this, like this perfect mate, this perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like either you gonna go through it with them, or you gonna let them go through it on you. You feel what I'm saying? So like you really got to be able to like have that fine line. Like what are you gonna do? Like you
Let me touch on that.
Yeah. Talk to
I'm gonna just touch on the
gotta have
question.
that fine line.
Yes, I hear you. So when we talk about perceptions and boundaries in relationships, it could be the smallest thing. Like you think that you should just take a shit and leave the bathroom door open. I mean, I don't like that, but a man will do it.
Like, why would you take that away from
I'm
them,
just
though?
saying.
Okay, all right.
These are types of boundaries.
So, like,
my snacks are in the cabinet. These are mine. You just go eat them.
Kendra,
I had to go to 10 stores.
and you my dog.
find
I
me.
gotta say this. Shut your bitch ass up. Shut your bitch ass up. Like, man,
See?
this my dog.
That's where boundaries are violated.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, it's not.
That's
Because,
exactly
like,
where
when
a
it's your
boundary is
turn,
violated.
all right, when
Nope.
it's your turn, you gonna want
Nope.
you all right, you gonna bend over all the way backwards for the shit that, because like me, like I'm gonna peep a whole lot of shit, and I'm be like, bro, like hold on, man, like I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because like when women hear men complain, it come off as like bitch assness, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not finna keep on complaining to you, like, man, like hold on, man, I'm gonna let you be you in your house. This is where you kick your shit up. Like, bro, you telling me to close the door?
Literally kick this shit up.
You telling me to close the door when I shit? Like, bro, like go in the living room, like, bro, put on a face mask or something, like, you know, like, man, like you making me uncomfortable.
I'm gonna say
You
that
making me
question
uncomfortable.
again,
like we gonna be uncomfortable because it's a whole lot of shit that you do that's uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna say it. All right,
the
we pod, man.
question
Like that's why I
was-
say I didn't even want to do it. Y'all made me say it, man. Yo, everybody in the back, they said, "Go ahead, we here." I ain't even finna say it. Everybody. No, I'm gonna shut up and hustle now. I'm gonna shut up, y'all.
Y'all know we gotta
Here,
have
man.
some jokes. We gotta make it light in here and there.
Man, bro, like, hey Quinn, that right there is the worst. When you talk about communication and you're trying to communicate to somebody with there's a problem or issue and they come back at you like you being, soft or whatever the term they tend to use, which is generally some disrespectful term. I'm trying to talk to you and tell you there's a problem, right? So certain things, like when it comes to I'm a boundary setting person because there's certain things I'm just not going. Again, I know my triggers, and I'm gonna tell you this is my trigger, right? This is something I don't accept, and a lot of times some people will use your triggers against you on purpose or disregard what you're saying, but they won't want you to do that to them. They want you to hear that all the stuff I don't like that, I don't like that. Well, it's gonna be a back and forth for both of us. I'm gonna respect yours, you're gonna respect mine. But certain things, especially today in these days, the lines are so blurred, any and everything goes. And I'm not accepting that. For us to have a solid relationship and to be able to trust each other, because again, for me and certain things, it's about trust. Now, if it's something that I see that was a past relationship or a past issue, I'm not gonna put that on you. I'm gonna see how you deal with it, right? And if it continues to be a problem and I see these lines ain't being, these lines are being blurred or not respected, I'm gonna let you know, hey, you do this right here, and I got a problem with it, and this is why, right? And so I'm gonna see how you deal with it after that. I'm gonna bring it up again. After that, I'm not talking about it no more because either you're not listening to me or you're purposely disrespecting me. So that's how I generally handle those situations.
Grown man
fuck with
vibes.
it.
Grown man vibes.
I'll fuck with it. Go ahead, Quinn. Go ahead. You ain't got one? What you got, Quinn?
Don't be no dumb shit.
I'm not gonna keep on bothering you because I don't want you to keep bothering me. Like that. See, that's the thing. Like you keep on bothering somebody, man. Energy transfers back and forth in a household. It never dies. It just boom, 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 boom. Like as soon as you bother me, I'm gonna find something to bother you. I'm not finna keep on going back and forth with you over the small shit. We got battles outside to fight. We arguing about your shit stinking. My bad, Kendall.
I'm
Like,
dead
we
ass.
arguing
I
about
don't like
but
that.
I'm not
just
finna
saying.
like the smallest.
What y'all saying? I don't like that shit.
The
But
smallest,
you close the motherfucking door.
No. That wasn't no shot. It wasn't supposed to be in a shot because that's my dog, man. Don't get it misconstrued, man. But we arguing about the smallest things in the house, and it could keep on going back and forth like so quick. And instead of just letting that person be that person, and we trying to change them, like this person came into this relationship, this person, you accepted this person, but you want this person to all of a sudden change 2 years, 3 years down the line, like.
But hold on.
But I no, but no. Wait. Hold on, let me finish. It's tears in this conversation. It's tears in this conversation. Because like it's certain levels of disrespect that's just like, okay, like now you tripping. Now, like some like we just like, okay, that's just them. That like I realize that's just them, but like cursing me out or like cheating or like going out, like staying out till 3 o'clock in the morning and just doing absurd shit.
Yeah.
Like that's different. Now, like little shit is just like, bro, I just don't like that he do that. You do not want to be with that person. Like if he just like, bro, like I can't stand it. He lead the toothpaste cap off. Or so. Like, bro, you serious?
Some shit is annoying.
12 hours, bro. Or like little small shit, like
some shit is annoying, my guy.
I'm gonna argue with you,
and you know you doing that shit.
What?
Like, come on.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna argue with you.
Hold on, wait.
I'm gonna find something to argue with you about because, like, I'm gonna be like, bro, like you ain't wash the clothes today. Then I'm like, the energy's gonna keep on bouncing back and forth. Like, it's never gonna die, man. Like, I'm gonna find something because, like, bro, like you send me out the house mad, snapping about a toothpaste cap. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
let's go, Savannah.
All right, back.
I hear what you're saying. We all heard you. We heard you. Some, I don't know. I want to take a poll right now.
Okay.
Let's go, Savannah.
So,
excuse me.
I love you, but I'm gonna disagree with you. My house is my sanctuary. If I don't want your fucking shaving hair on a sink or on the floor every time I come in there and you don't clean up after yourself, I have a problem with that. Like, small little things ticks me the fuck off. Like, you're going to know that in the beginning of the relationship. Certain things I just cannot not deal with. Like hair in the bathroom, not washing out the shower after you get out the shower. Like certain things, touching my shit. If I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I want my juice. Why did you go outside? That was trying to argue. No. It's not that I want to be. I'm a selfish individual. No, it's not that I don't want to be with him, but you need to ask me for my thing. And I grew up not sharing. So that don't change. If you want something, I'm going to bring you home what you want. If you tell me you don't want nothing, do not touch my shit. You have the opportunity to get your shit.
Can I ask y'all something? Panda. Yes, I feel like this is heavy. Okay. I gotta move to the next question. I'm sorry. I will come back to y'all if I can on that one. Let's pencil that. Let me ask y'all something right quick. Can y'all each name a boundary that you have right now? Because some people don't understand what a boundary actually is. So what is a boundary to you all?
Not talk over me. Let me get my thoughts out first before you respond, because it might be a different response once I'm done.
Okay. What you got?
My boundary is keep your word. Keep your word. If you say something, I'm gonna remember that forever. Like if you say that you finna make dinner tonight, I feel on a relationship shit because you mad because my shaving hairs is on the sink. You ain't make no. I'm gonna leave you alone. Are you all right? All right, shit. No, just keep your word. Like that's men, that's business, that's anything. Like that's everything. Like keep your word. Like keep your word. That's it.
Respect the mic.
Keep your word.
Let them talk. Tika, what's your boundaries? Well, name one of them because there likely are several.
There's a multitude of boundaries I have, but one of them is pick me up when I fall. Goddamn it, even when I'm drunk. Like pick me up, make sure I look cute. Like I'm just saying, if you gonna fuck with me, you can fuck with me. Like I'm just saying, no, but for real though. I really feel like a lot of people don't want to be around when stuff get tough and stuff get hard. So I like, if you really gonna fuck with me, you gotta be here for the good and the bad. So that's one of my boundaries. You're gonna stick around, be around for all of it.
Yes.
A little bit.
I love it. Good answers. What you got, Jess?
I would have to say respect at all times.
Respect
It's
at
not
all
vague.
times.
Asshole.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna open it up. Let's go. Yeah.
All right, I'm AJ the barber, AJ the chef, AJ do everything. Okay. Hey, see, that's why I try to explain to a woman. Like I know how to cook myself. So when they use things against you, like, okay, I'm living with you, but you tell me because you mad at me, get out. So I got the fuck out and brought my own house. Now you could come over and see me, but you can get out and go back home. You see what I'm saying? That's real life. Like it's a stress thing. I'm 42 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to survive, but your tongue. You mocking me. I'm a man. I'm not a kid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me be the man. Why you want to be the man too? Well, we ain't gay.
I feel you. I feel you.
Let me be the man. Let me control. Let me do the household. You want me to pay the rent, pay the bills? I do that. You want me to fix the car, put the gas? I do that. But don't talk to me like I'm a girl. Talk to me like a man and respect me. And if women knew how to respect the man, the whole world would be fine. Won't nobody be cheating on your ass.
Interesting perception. This is Ruthie at the matter.
I would say that one of my boundaries is accepting me 100% because it took me a long time to accept myself. I'm sorry. One of my boundaries is accepting me 100%. It took me a long time to accept myself. So that means accepting me and my past. Don't be afraid to accept everything that I've been through because I've accepted it, and it's taken me a long time to do that. So if you're gonna, like you said, mess with me all the way. I want to be seen, heard, and respected. So if you can't do that, we ain't got nothing to talk about. So 100%. I feel like if I tell you, if I trust you with my past and telling you what I've been through, and that's a trigger for you, let me know so we can work through it. But if you're going to check me because I'm doing something you don't like, check me respectfully because we should have that same mutual respect for each other. And when we in a relationship, we can do that behind doors. We don't have to act the fool out in public.
So can I touch on that a little bit? So with boundaries, like, okay, this just really made me think about it. When you're in a relationship, do you respect 100% all boundaries of your significant other? Do you change all of you for the significant other, or do you just? No, that's not the. I said 100%. He said I go 0 to 100. So like I'm like, what is 100? No. That's a bad example. But you said 0 to 100. I'm like, what is 100? Because if you go 100, but do you go all the way to the deep end if they not compromising for you, or do you just go 50%? Do you go 0%? Do you respect all boundaries for this significant other? Are they supposed to respect 100% all of your boundaries? Like, are you changing yourself 100% for this person? Or are we just two different entities?
Hey guys, is he drunk? Hold on now.
All right, but that does not constitute no question. But I just wanted to touch on that. No answer. I just want to ask that question. Just you know what I'm saying? Because we got homework that we still got to do at the end of this panel. So I kind of want to yeah.
Thank you. Very powerful answers. I'm gonna give it to last.
Yes, it's Musa again. I would like to say that boundaries depend on the person that you're with, because everybody creates a different energy with the person that they're with. Nobody else has the same energy as you. You are extremely unique. But when you step to me, though, a boundary is my peace is non-negotiable. And when I say my peace, if we together, then our peace is non-negotiable. And if you respect me and I respect you, then we have an understanding. You feel me? If you know I love to do yoga and breath work in the morning and I'm up at 5 a.m. in the rise and ready to get it in, it ain't time to hit it, baby.
Fact.
Respect my boundaries. If I say no to something and you ask me 3 to 5 to 6 to 10 times, I said no. Respect my boundaries. And once we can do that, then we can learn how to dance with each other. But if I got a man asking me over and over, can I take you out for your birthday? Didn't I tell you no? And then you gonna keep asking me, that's a red flag, because you're willing to go the furthest distance to get what you want without respecting me. And if I don't feel respected, I definitely can't feel protected. So I don't want you in my life.
It's a boundary.
Yes. We need you at every episode. I'm gonna give you a phone number to call directly. Kendra. Hey, we got it on camera now.
The one right there at the
And
hat.
I'm gonna take Mo. And this, we gotta close it. We gotta close it after this.
When it comes to boundaries, I actually want to respond a little bit to what you asked about how much you should shift yourself, and also in a reflection of what Musa said. We should be choosing partners who we are actually compatible with. Because that'll eliminate some of this stuff. Like, if you like your house super clean and you like to shit with the door open, get in a relationship with somebody that don't care that you shit with the door open. And maybe we won't have so many arguments. Or get in a relationship with somebody that is very, very clean. And maybe we won't have so many arguments. Somebody you like for real.
Let me just say something.
Because in some of these.
I'm just gonna say one thing. You never know someone until you move in with that person. That person can say they clean and they all of that. But soon when you move in with that person, none of them traits are being done.
That is true. You don't always know a person until you move in with them, but you can see a little bit about how they live their life. If you go over their bathroom, go over their house, and things are kept a certain way or not kept a certain way, you can kind of get an inclination of what type of person they are. But this is why we should be actually examining the people that we are in relationship with in conjunction with examining ourselves and what we personally need for ourselves, so that we can attract and so we can interact with what complements us. And then when we actually like the person, certain stuff, all right, maybe I'll get some poopery and some extra air freshener because this nigga gonna shit with the door open every day and I like him, so I don't like that, but somebody might. But if we start there, we're honest with ourselves, we're honest with who this other person is, we're honest about whether or not we're compatible, and they fit with our boundaries as they are set, then you don't have to change yourself. You don't have to morph yourself to be with somebody. Be you, so we know the real person that we get in a relationship with. Be yourself, so that the other person knows the real person they're getting in a relationship with. And then, like I said before, the commitment to understanding each other bridges some of those gaps.
But don't that go back to like a too perfect relationship? If I'm clean, you coming in my house is not gonna make me unclean. Like, you could do whatever you want to do. Like, I'm a clean person. Like, I'm just gonna, like, if I shave my shit, I'm gonna clean my shit up. If I come in the bathroom, like, I got a son, I got kids. So if I come in, I'm just used to cleaning up anyways. So if I'm coming in and cleaning up, I'm just doing what I always do. Like, so like, how are you interrupting my peace further than what, you know what I'm saying?
And I gotta let that
I'm not saying that I'm babysitting nobody. I'm still gonna be like, man, clean up after your shit. You know what I'm saying? Do some shit like. But I'm not saying like. But if you just like, if you absurd, like, that's a reflection on you, like, that you picked this person. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So like, you kind of got to deal with that. It's kind of reflection of you. I kind of know that like already, but like, I'm not finna just like say that they're a piece of shit and I picked them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's a complete reflection of you.
And yes, that's what I was gonna say. Just because he or she is good doesn't mean that they are good for you. So we're gonna wrap this up. And I want to thank you all once again for coming to our first live sit-down event with the panel. And we will see y'all at the next event. Have a good night.